Hello, and thanks for joining me for another review. Today is day 2 of Other Half Week here on the channel, and throughout the course of this week, I'm going to be reviewing beers from the Other Half Brewing Company out of Brooklyn, New York. And for today's review, I have their Sudden Brainwaves. So it's a pretty nice label. It's alright. Zoom in a little bit more so you guys can read it. Although you can read the title of this video, so you know what's going on. But yeah, anyway, they are calling this an Imperial Blueberry Honey Oat Cream India Pale Ale. Sounds fantastic. And this is a collaboration between Other Half and Northern Monk. And if you're not familiar with Northern Monk, they are out of Leeds, England, over in the UK. And that's why I paid a little bit of an homage with my intro to a fellow beer tuber and a good friend of mine, that being Craig over at Kent Beer Reviews. Awesome dude, great content. If you've never checked out his channel before, go ahead and do so. He has a lot of reviews from Northern Monk, so if you're curious about what kind of beers they produce and what Craig thinks about them, I'd say definitely check out some of those reviews. I will post a link in the description box to his channel, and like I said, highly recommended. So shout out to you, Craig. So yeah, what does Imperial Blueberry Honey Oat Cream India Pale Ale exactly mean? Well, this is an Imperial IPA. And they say, according to their website, that they are brewing this with the blueberries, New York State honey, and they're also hitting it with a ton of oats and a bit of lactose. And then they are, and this is their terminology, they are then crushing it, although they say crushed on the website, with Mosaic hops. I'd imagine they're doing so to kind of accentuate the blueberry character. Mosaic produces a lot of berry character, usually blueberry for myself, so that's what I'm thinking, but who the hell am I? I'm just a beer tuber that doesn't know anything. But anyway, this beer was canned on 5/18/18. It says superfoods because blueberries are a superfood. And as of this recording, this beer is exactly a month old. So pretty damn fresh still. So anyway, let's crack into it, see what we got going on. Of course, I've already rolled the can, but I'll roll it real quick again just to make sure, because I'm sure there's a lot of sediment going on and everything. But let's crack this open. I think this is going to be one of the more interesting reviews this week. It's just not a regular IPA with oats and lactose and hops. Has blueberry, has New York State honey in it, so it's going to be kind of cool to check this one out. So let's give a pour. Well, there's definitely blueberries in this one. Leave a little bit of room for my nose. I always say that, but you know what? I don't have a huge schnoz, but I want to get in there. So, show this to the camera. Now, that looks straight up violet to me. That's like a violet, a light purple, whatever you want to say, but it is popping. It is popping. Yeah, so a light violet, light purple color violet. It has this light purple tinge to the head as well. That looks cool. This actually looks, now I don't sit here and drink blueberry juice on the reg or anything, you know what I'm saying? But I've had blueberry juice a few times in my life, and it kind of looks like this, maybe a bit more, not murky, but just a bit more dense looking. But yeah, that looks like maybe a slightly watered down blueberry juice. So yeah, about a finger of, like I said, that light purple head, and there's blueberries in here. That's all I know. Anyway, let's get a nose on it. Whew. So this is a bit more subtle than I anticipated. But wow. So I did the Bumbleberry Honey Blueberry Ale from Fatheads last week, and that had a more intense blueberry character, but I think this one maybe smells a bit more authentic. Yeah, this smells like fresh blueberries that are a bit tart and maybe acidic. There is a nice generic sweetness over top the entire aroma. I'd imagine that's coming from the honey. It's hard for me to really detect honey in beer, just something that I struggle with unless there's a lot of it. It always comes off as like a generic confectionery kind of sweetness. There is a bit of hoppiness from that Mosaic, more berry notes. Now, it's not really giving me blueberry, it's giving me like more of a red berry or like a nondescript field berry. How about that for a descriptor? I don't know what I'm talking about. But man, this smells like a blueberry, almost like a blueberry soda pop. depending on where you live, soda, pop, some people call it just Coke, soft drinks, whatever. It smells like that. Yeah, like if there was, I don't know if there's a blueberry crush, but kind of like a blueberry crush. Yeah, I wouldn't really say it smells like beer, which I know some people will maybe take offense to, but you know what? It smells pretty good. It smells quite refreshing. Can't detect 8%. Let's get into it. Cheers. Ooh, that's really nice. One more sip. Shout out to Paul over at PA Brew News. It's a bit thin, 8%. This is drinking like it's 6. It doesn't have a viscosity, or it's not. So they're using a bunch of oats and a bunch of lactose, but it's not overly soft or creamy like so many of their beers are. But it has a nice mouthfeel. I would say it's slightly soft. There's a decent amount of carbonation. The body's like lower side of medium bodied. Yeah, lower side of medium body. A nice crispness to the mouthfeel, but there is a little bit of softness too as it passes through. But yeah, a lot of blueberry. A lot of authentic, slightly tart and acidic blueberry. There is a nice generic, like I said, confectionery sweetness. That honey, again, isn't really translating into the taste from, them putting it in the beer. Like the aroma and taste, not really getting the honey, just a generic sweetness we'll go with. And it's really not all that hop forward. There's a little bit of like another red berry, like almost they mix blueberries with maybe like a raspberry. There really is no citrus or any underlying hop character. Yeah, it's nice. It's not blowing me away, but it's very, very nice. It's actually quite scary too at 8%. You could get in trouble with this. It's not overly sweet, but there also isn't really any bitterness to cut the sweetness. So I probably wouldn't want to drink more than one can of this. Not because it's like, just cloying or anything. It's just the sweetness would build up if you drank a couple cans of this. But yeah, this is very nice. It's a nice offering. It's a unique take on a double IPA. I mean, again, Northern Monk is known for doing a lot of great beers over in the UK. And while this isn't blowing me away or anything, it's pretty damn tasty. It's, again, I keep on saying this in some of the reviews over the past couple of weeks, it's very refreshing. It's very warm outside. So this is drinking like a nice fruit beer with a little bit of tartness, a little bit of sweetness, has a decent balance going on. I just wish there was a bit more hop character in here. I wish it was a bit bigger in terms of body. I wish the mouthfeel was a little bit kicked up. That said, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it quite a bit, actually. There are issues for me personally, so the best I can give the Sudden Brainwaves from Other Half and Northern Monk. You know what? I'm not going to be overly generous for this beer. I'm going to give it a 3.75 out of 5. I was thinking 4, but there are things that I wish were a little bit better, a little bit bolder, a little bit more going on. It's kind of a 1 or 2 note. Done, and that's fine, but it's just the notes aren't like blowing me away. So yeah, I give it a 3.75 out of 5. Good beer, nothing crazy. It's one of, like I said, I think it's gonna be one of the more interesting beers this week, but a bit disappointing, just a bit. Anyway, appreciate you guys stopping by for another beer review. If you guys want to like, comment, and subscribe. I can't even like, comment, and subscribe. There we go. If you want to hit the notification bell, do so at your own risk, so on and so forth. We should be back tomorrow with another review from Other Half, and I cannot wait. So thank you for stopping by another beer review, and until tomorrow, cheers.